Right, in this series we're going to be building a first-person shooter game and also working on some of our basic Unity skills. I also have a Photoshop file to go along with it, so we'll sort of work with that also. So first we're going to create a cube, rename it to ground, and change the X and Z to 120. So we're making our ground, if you will. So we've created a new 3D project. I called mine FPS 1. So a component, I'm sorry, game object, 3D object, cube. And then on the X, I'm going to make it 120. And on the Z, 120. And I'm going to double click on the cube, which zooms in. You can also click on it and hit F inside here. So let's rename that ground. So up here in the inspector, we're going to type ground and hit enter. And if we want to zoom in on it some, using my wheel, we can go up here and hold this thing and then just sort of zoom around. Hold down your control and zoom and take a look at it. I want it to be 0, 0, so I'm going to come up here and reset that value. So it's 0, 0, and again double click on it. Oh, I reset it so it changed these values. Okay, and this double clicks, we zoom on it there. Okay, and also I don't need the grid, so I'm going to click on my gizmos and turn off the grid. Okay, so let's go back to our Photoshop, and we're going to create another cube, and we're going to put snap settings on to 5. So I'm going to game object, 3D object, cube, and I want to make this ground a different color. So I'm going to create material, and I want mine to be sort of blue. Not really blue, is it? Something like that looks good. Drag it out, I've got my blue there. Now my cube, I'm going to again double click on it. You can see it's setting under the ground, and I want it to move exact measurement, so I'm going to be on this cube, edit, snap settings, and I've changed mine. So mine are 0.5, 0.05, all three of these. I want you to do that too, because then when I click on my cube and I hold down control and I click up here so I can move it, it moves up in 0.5 increments. You can see right on the Y there. And if I move it again, 0.5. So it's exact, I'm going to double click on it again, it's exactly above the ground. So I moved it twice and went up 0.5 each time, so it's at 1 now, which is where I want it. And let's go back to our here. I'll minimize this. And so we've moved it up. And then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate it and do the same thing. So let's go back to Unity. So we want to start using these snap settings. So we've got the cube, and let's rename that box 01. Hit enter. And I'm going to get on there and I'm going to hit Control D. I've duplicated it, and then I'm going to hold Control down again and move it away. And you can see it moved. It's moving 0.5 increments again. Let's actually widen this out. So hold Control, move it again. And now it's moved. So when we hold down Control, we can be exact with our movements. So you can see it moved 0.05. If I do it again, now it's 1. So we want to start using those snap settings to control when we need to have exact movement. Now this is box 0101, which I do not want. So when I duplicate it, I'm going to make it box 02. Okay, so we've learned how to set snap settings and to also control our snap settings, how to zoom in by double clicking, how to duplicate by just hitting Control D, and I did not hit save. Enter. Okay, the last thing we want to do, which we really need to do, which some of you are not doing, is save a scene. So you can hit Control S, and that's going to save a scene for us. Or we'll do it another way too. But I'm going to hit level 01. So by doing that, I've saved everything we've just done. So if I need to go back to it, if I make a mistake, I can go back and click at level 1 and go right back to where we are. So the next lesson will be at level 2, level 3. Make sure you save scenes all the time so that you can go back when you make a mistake. Otherwise, you've overwrote it. So I would save every lesson you do every 5 or 10 minutes. All right, practice with that. Make sure you can do this on your own without looking at the lesson too. Just Unity Basics.